Alright friends, welcome back to the Monday Mind, and we are going to continue kind of decorating our mind down here. I brought a few resources, so I'm going to get started on that. And we're going to get started right into our message. This might be a little bit of a shorter episode because I do want to release a little more content this week, but I hope you guys enjoy. As you guys know, these Monday Minds come from a place of personal experience in my life. And so, as I was looking at what I could possibly talk about this week, the one thing I kept thinking about was the fact that Mother's Day is coming up next weekend. And so I thought it'd be a great chance to actually talk about moms. And so I was fortunate enough when I was growing up that I did actually have a really good mom who was there for me and cared for me and made me feel loved and appreciated. And I know a lot of people don't have that. And if that's you, I just want to say I'm really sorry. That you missed out on something that's really important. I really feel like the role of a mom is so crucial in teaching us just what it is to be gentle and to be caring and to be loving. And as great as my mom was, I will say that my wife has probably taught me more about what it means to be a mother than my mom ever did. And so I'm gonna just kind of talk about some of the things that I've learned about what a mom is from watching my wife raise our three boys the last, 21 plus years. And it's been a lot. I've learned so much from her. And so, for one, I think the thing that I learned is that moms bring life. They bring life into this world. If you're listening to this right now, then you had a mom who gave birth to you. I mean, we come from mothers. We come from the care and the provision of a mother's body. That it brings life. And without that, there would be no life. At least for humans. I can't speak for all. I mean, I know, and we can get into all kinds of things about, like, there are certain frogs that don't have a gender and things like that. But I'm talking about just people. And for people, we need a mom. And mothers, they do. They bring us life. And I remember when we had our first son and just being in the hospital and watching this very both amazing miracle and traumatic event all happening at the same time, and being concerned about the life of my son and being concerned for the life of my wife. And it's really something. It's really something to experience, and the amount of emotions you feel can be very all over the place. You're excited, you're terrified, you're happy, you're worried, you're overwhelmed in every which direction. You want to jump in and help, and you also feel very helpless because there's nothing you can really do other than offer words of encouragement and try to be there and be supportive. But it's a very life-changing event to watch your child be born and to see what a mom endures to bring a child into the world. It's something else for sure. But moms, they bring us life. The other thing I learned throughout the years is that moms care for their children in a way that is almost more than what a father would think to even engage in. I mean, the natural instincts of a mom to feed, to clothe, to stay up all night with a child, to make sure that they're okay. When a kid's sick, the way a mom interacts with their child to deprive themselves of their own sleep, their own needs, their own wants, just to make sure that the child is taken care of. It's amazing. It really is amazing, and has been a challenge to me many, many times, and an example of selflessness, of the ability to just lay oneself down and put to the side for the betterment of their child. It really is something. And moms, I don't know, they just have something special inside of them that kicks in, and whatever the need of that child is, they're going to want and have the ability to provide. And again, I know that there are some moms out there who had children and kind of disappeared after that point, and that's unfortunate. But also, too, I'm sure there are situations and reasons for all kinds of things in the world, and for, people do the best they can, and there's no excuse for when certain choices are made, but it just is what it is. It can't be changed after the fact. And one of the things about being a mom too is that as I read through this list of things I've learned, these may all have been taught to me by my particular wife and watching her be a mom, but one of these characteristics makes you a mom. You know, it's not all or nothing. You can have one of these things and that's still being motherly. Another thing I learned from watching my wife with our children was just that moms protect in a way that is ferocious and very, very aggressive. I mean, like, my wife's a pretty mellow, gentle person, but when her kids are being threatened, she will throw down with the best of them, man. Like, moms, you see this in nature too. Like, you start threatening baby cubs and things like that, the moms will rip you to shreds. Like, they will sacrifice themselves in a heartbeat to protect their children. And so it's been interesting to watch just kind of that protective, my wife refers to it as mommy mode, but watch that kind of mommy mode kick in during certain situations and watch the whole demeanor of a woman change into this, like, just a very aggressive and powerful force to protect their children. And it really is something special to see too. The other thing is that, and this goes right into that protecting, but moms lay down their lives for their baby, and not just in the sense of like they would die to protect their children, but also in the sense that their hopes, their dreams for themselves get kind of put on the back burner, so to speak, for the betterment of their child. So we hear stories like this all the time about, you know, women who want to go to get a certain degree or a certain type of job or travel the world or whatever, and those things get put on hold, not reluctantly, but they embrace this kind of self-sacrifice for the betterment of their children. And so I learned that moms will put their dreams, put their passions, put themselves on hold so that their children can get what it is that they need from them provided. The other thing I learned is that moms give up their bodily health for their children. Carrying a baby does insane things to your body, causes all kinds of lifelong health complications. It changes you while you're carrying the child. Obviously, you gain weight, and your body's going through all these hormonal things that it has to kind of try to balance out and all that stuff. And then when the baby is born, there's this separation, depression that happens, and just so many things that a mom's not just giving her emotional well-being and her time, but she's giving like her physical health to a child too. Being a mom basically kind of boils down to sacrifice. It is a sacrificial thing to be a mom. It is definitely not something you want to enter into just without thought and care, because it demands a lifelong commitment from you. Some of my children are out of the house now and they're grown and they don't live with us anymore. And she still cares and worries for them every day, just as much as she did when they were little and we were changing diapers and doing that kind of point in life. So a mother's commitment is just ever enduring. And it's been fascinating. It really has been just a joy to watch my wife demonstrate for me what a mom is, and to see it firsthand, day in, day out, throughout the entire raising of our children. And it's been something really special, and I'm glad that I got to be a part of that and witness that. And I care very deeply for my own mother, but it has been also extremely special being alongside and supporting my wife as a mom, and seeing all the love and care and sacrifice that comes from that. And I'm just going to wrap this up with just saying, moms love harder and deeper than I think anything else can. There's just a connection that a mom has with a child that they've carried inside of them and brought into existence and went through a extremely emotional, physical, life-changing event together. that creates a bond with a child in a way that I don't think other people have the opportunity to engage in. And I think that's a great thing about Mother's Day, is that it gives us a chance to kind of reflect on that and show some respect and some love for that. And ultimately, out of that, as a man, I've witnessed that, and it's taught me how to love deeper and how to be more tender and how to kind of look inward and ask myself, am I giving the way that my wife has given to our children, and to the people that I love and care about in this world as well? And so I just wanted to spend some time just saying thank you to all the moms out there. Thank you for being a mom. Thank you for your sacrifice. Thank you for your love. Thank you for all that you've given up. And just know that if it wasn't for moms, none of us would be here today. And so we all really, really thank you. All right, I think this mine is starting to come along. I can see that the vines are starting to sprout and move around, and there's some lush green down here now, and it's not just looking so plain. But hopefully you guys are enjoying this, and hopefully you have a great week and you're able to celebrate the women in your life who mean motherhood to you. And also, if you are a mom, again, just happy Mother's Day and have a fantastic week. And I will see all of you on the next episode of Mining Positivity. Bye, friends.